I'm Baz and you're watching Venture Off-Road Australia 4x4. Welcome back to the channel for another boat project. Today I'm replacing the standing rigging on Lady Emma, our Ultimate 18 trailer sailor. Been a few little things that I've noticed in the standing rigging that I'll show you in a moment that basically was an indication of wear, and given that we've had the boat now for nearly 3 years, we don't know how old the standing rigging is, thought it was appropriate to just change it out. I did contemplate making up the rigging myself, but I'm pretty glad now that I didn't, because the rigger that I've used, Sparcrafters in Melbourne, has shown me a few little things about the standing rigging that was on the boat that was not technically correct, and we can definitely make some improvements. So I'll get in and show you what the issues were in the standing rigging and what led me to replacing the rigging. What have we got? The port side lower, you can see the shackle end there. There's a big bend in that thimble, so that has become weakened. And then in the starboard side lower, we had a strand of wire that has broken away from the swage. This is the backstay. I've labelled everything as I've taken it off the boat, so that's open there. You can probably see a bit of light coming through there, so that's a weakened point in the backstay. We've got the starboard side upper, we've got the same sort of thing there, so the wire's just opened up, which just makes it weaker. The forestay was not too bad, but another thing was shackles. Almost every connection had more than one shackle there, and as the riggers show me, there should only be, well, potentially no shackles there even. So I've got double shackles there, so that indicates that the rigging was a little bit too short. And also, the rigger, Ben at Sparcrafters, informs me that this is not a good way to have your standing rigging, that you shouldn't be using thimbles. Wrapping the 1x19 stainless steel wire around that weakens the wire at that turning point. It's too tight a turn, I think, is the point. So this is some of the new shrouds. So I've got swaged on eyes rather than thimbles on that end, and then at the other end we've got swaged on fittings that will go into the turnbuckles, and we've got nice new shiny turnbuckles, and that will attach straight on to the boat and will do away with most of the shackles. All of the old turnbuckles were all closed, and Ben informs me that the open turnbuckles are a better design. So I'm really happy that I've gone to a professional rigger and gotten the rigging replaced rather than having a go at doing it myself. I'm going to do the install myself and the tuning, going to give it a go. So let's get stuck in and start attaching everything, and then we'll stand the mast up and yeah, get it nice and straight. Alright, so I'm on the boat now, and what I've done is I've leveled the boat side to side and fore and aft, so that when I do get the mast up, that I'll be able to get the the mast nice and true. I'll have to fine tune this once I get in the water, but this will get me pretty well close to where I want to be. Here's my side to side. We're assuming that the cockpit seats are level with the waterline. We don't know, but that's the assumption we're making, and that's why we'll double check it once it's in the water. I'm going to start with the lowers and I'm going to work my way up. I'm reusing the same clevis pins. Clevis pins don't really wear out is my understanding, so I think they'll be fine. But I am using new split pins, stainless steel split pins. For anyone watching this, it's also got an Ultimate 18. There are three, or at least on my boat, there are three different size clevis pins. One size for the lowers and one size for the uppers, and then a different size again for the forestay and backstay, so each one in a pair. So split pin is in. I'm contemplating whether I want to actually shorten those. I couldn't get any shorter split pins. Split pins don't need to be wrapped right around, as you see some people do. There's no real load on split pins. they're really just stopping the clevis pin from falling out. That's their only job. So from what I've read, 30 degrees is about the angle you're looking for. Makes them easy to remove that way if you need to in a hurry. I'm placing the clevis pin so that the split pin is on the inside. That's how it was when I took them off. I've taken photos of everything to make sure I get it back the right way, but that seems logical to me as well, that you would want the pins out of the way. That's all the attachments to the mast other than the spreaders. I just need to run the upper shrouds through the spreaders, attach those there, and put the little foam covers on there. And then we can attach all of those to the deck fittings, and then we should be ready to raise the mast. I've bent that one more because I need to attach this over the top. I've got some nice new white electrical tape. Okay, now we can attach everything to the deck fittings. But the only change I think I'm going to make is I'm contemplating using a pin in there for the forestay rather than the clevis pin. Clevis pin is a better fit though. But if I'm going to do that, then I'm going to need an R-clip or something that's easier than a split pin to remove, because that's going to be getting removed every time I rig and unrig the boat. So we shall see. And there we go, that's actually not going to fit there. So I am going to have a shackle on the forestay anyway. Next turnbuckle, this will be the upper shroud. And so we're doing away with shackles here altogether. I'm thinking I'm going to have the split pin on the outside so that you're not going to kick it as you come past. Again, I'm just splitting these split pins to about 30 degrees. That's what I'd read was about the right amount. I'm going to slacken everything right off, stand the mast up, and then tension it. Do the same for the lower. Port side done, starboard side to go. Being really careful as I'm doing this too, trying to make sure that I'm not tangling the shrouds, because that's going to be annoying if I get the mast halfway out and then I have to stop or go backwards and disconnect things. Alright, we're all connected. Alright, I think I'm ready to raise the mast. Weather's not looking real flash. Hopefully it's not going to rain on me. Well, the mast is up. The rain didn't play nice, so I've rushed around and tried to get everything nice and straight side to side and get the rake right. So the way I've done it is my backstay is nice and loose, and then I've just had the headstay tension enough to hold the mast upright, and then I've got my upper shrouds, which leave us a comment if you've got any input on this one, but a fair bit of discussion on the forums and amongst Ultimate 18 owners as to whether the upper shrouds should be fore or aft. Now mine were forward and I've actually switched them to aft. I'll show you why in a minute. There doesn't seem to be any real consensus of how it should be. Some even, I would say there's probably about an even, you know, maybe 40 or 45% each way. And then the remainder have actually modified. And they've put in another attachment into the deck as a midway point and have both the upper and the lower shrouds attached to the same point. So it seems from my reading, there doesn't seem to be a massive amount of difference, but I suppose we'll see if it sails better after replacing the rigging or not. So the reason why I've changed the upper shrouds to be aft rather than forward is the spreaders on the Ultimate 18 mast are swept back. And so from this point here, that if I go a straight line up through the spreaders, attaches to the top of the mast. I didn't really pay that much attention to, you know, what that actually looked like before I removed it, but when I put it back on and had it attached here, what we had was it was pulling, you know, to the spreader there, and then we were pulling the spreader back down to this point here, so it really wasn't a straight line. So while I have absolutely no qualifications or anything, that just seems to make sense to me. So if anyone's got any input on that, please leave me a comment and let me know, am I on the right track or am I just, you know, making things up? That halyard's just off to the left now, but I think it's just a little bit of breeze that's coming through. There's my weight attached to the main halyard. And then the other measurement I'm looking for is the rake on the mast. What I'm looking for is roughly 150 mils from the mast to the halyard at around about boom height. So I'm, you know, pretty happy with that. Obviously the boom would sit there. Please don't mistake me for a rigging expert. I'm definitely not. I'm just having a go, doing a bit of reading, watching a few videos, and yeah, getting it back to basically how it was set before I replaced the rigging as well. That's my baseline, and then I can tune from there further once we get on the water. I'm happy with how everything's sitting. Mast looks like it's standing true or plumb side to side, and we've got about the amount of rake that I think from the amount of reading is going to be correct for the Ultimate 18. Again, if someone's got input, please let me know what you think. And now the next step is going to be to get it in the water, and then I'm going to know that you know, the mast is actually plumb, and I can double check everything there and take it for a test sail and see how we go. Move the boat from home down to Geelong to get it into the water to tune this rigging. I did put it up briefly at home just to kind of roughly set things up. Hopefully we're pretty close, and it'll just need a little bit of adjusting once we get it on the water. Conditions are pretty good. As you can see from my hat and sunglasses, it's pretty sunny, and we'll take it out for a test sail, assuming the tuning goes all well. Let's get this mast up and get started. Right, we're good. Well, we've got the boat in the water, and the wind's picked up a bit too much to really get a good idea. It's actually dying off now that we've given up on the idea of getting a further tune. I think it's okay. When I look up at the mast, the rake looks good. I was happy with how the mast was sitting, port and starboard, or left and right, you know. So I'm hoping it's all right. It's looking okay. We're just going to take it out for a test sail and see how it sails, because at this stage we're here, we're in the water, we need to achieve something from our day. It has been blowing about 10 knots or 12 knots, gusting up to 20, so we're putting a reef in the main, we've got the working jib on, and we'll just see how it goes. Take it out for a little sail. It's only going to be a short one, I think.
Yeah, put a reef in. Need to be clearing any other way. Good.
And now it's like, where's our wind going?
Doesn't even want Murphy's Law.
Too windy at the jetty to make rig adjustments, and then the wind died off almost completely once the sails were up.
Now we're sailing.
gusty, hey?
Yeah.
Let it out.
After shaking out the reef, the wind returned in big gusts, even stronger than before, so we decided to call it a day after a short, nervous sail.
It's like that's so gusty.
Yeah.
It's like there's no wind and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
it's 20 knots.
On the positive side, we gave the rigging a good test and Lady Emma sailed well.
Come around into the wind and then it's flashy. Yeah.
For now, the rig looks good, so we'll make adjustments next time we're in the water. Join us next time when we head to Queensland in search of some beautiful sailing, but find more wind than we bargained for instead.
We are at Jacob's Well in Queensland. It's been blowing like you wouldn't believe the last couple of days. We wanted to put the boat in the water yesterday, but we thought this is not a good idea. It's late in the afternoon, starting to die off now, so we thought let's go for it. We're just going to motor, we're not even going to put the sails up for the moment.
The conditions were challenging, but we found some beautiful sheltered anchorages too. Thanks for watching. If you've got any experience or input into rig tuning, leave us a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Like it and share it to show us some love, and we'll catch you next time.